Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about headers, 4-barrel cylinder heads, motor mounts, why we break them, and why we continue to break them, and how we're going to fix it. So let's take a look. Alright guys, we're mocking up the 4-barrel headers over here. They're going to be looking pretty good, but as you can see over here, we got some really tight clearance issues. We don't, there I can drive a truck through there, but over here we're really tight, and over here we're super tight. So let's take a look at how we're going to solve that solution right over here. Okay, so this is a Super 8 fastener, and this is what I've actually had to do to it to get it to fit in there. Just a grinding wheel. Had to grind it down just a tad bit. And we take a look over here. Now you can see clearly, if I can get the camera here, sorry about that guys, we're going to be able to get this in here. It is tight, but I have pre-fit it before, and basically that, I have terrible, here we go, that will go something like that and will lock the header into place. So that's what we're hoping. We don't have the luxury of a Chevy 350 where our header bolts go in right here. Unfortunately, they go in under here and they love to vibrate out. So if you're ever considering upgrading your Pontiac to a set of headers, I would highly consider investing in these Stage 8 locks. I want to talk about another thing on a manual transmission, guys. A lot of people, I'm sure you've already dealt with this for you guys that have manual transmissions, but here we go. Here's the Z-bar, correct? So let's take a look back at the Z-bar and what's going on with the shifting. Alright guys, as you can see, let me see if I can, this rod is obviously going to be something like this vertically, but as you can see, if I try to hold this on a 90-degree angle like it will be in the car, we're hitting right there. So I think we're gonna have to take the headers off, heat them up, and dent them, unfortunately, which I don't want to do, but unfortunately with the manual transmission, the other two sets of headers that I had in the car way back when, with the only 3 pipes coming down for the headers, I had to smash those up pretty bad too. So doing a little smarter this time. Now that we have it out of the car, we know where it's going to be hitting. We can make the clearance for it, and that way when we put it in the car, it's a done deal, and we'll have plenty of room there to shift. So that's what we got going on for headers. Let's talk about motor mounts, why we break them, and what we're going to do to fix them. So we've got a bunch of different motor mounts here. This is our Mighty mount. And if you can see, guys, there it is. Snapped. This is the driver's side mount for the Pontiac 400 and the TheRustyBird. So if we come over here, take a look at the passenger side mount, it should be in there. But basically, I can just pull right off the car, guys. There it is. It's junk. Totally ripped right off. So when I did pull the motor out, it was sitting very far to the left. So let's talk about the solution. And here we go. So I'm going to try to get a good focus on this. If you can see, there is no rubber here. There's no rubber anywhere. These are solid motor mounts. I bought them from Butler Performance. Highly recommend them. They're great guys. Their customer service is fantastic, and really nice people down there. So, and I know you probably have heard of Butler Performance if you have watched Street Outlaws with Big Chief. But they are a great company, and they don't just cater to the big race engine guys. So it's nice to know that you have a Pontiac guy specialist in your corner to who knows about this kind of stuff. So that's what's going to solve the problem. Now we shouldn't be flexing here anymore, because unfortunately the motor always wants to go that way. And with the amount of torque that I'm making, maybe 400 pounds if I'm lucky, it just wants to break. So what we used to have going on here, right over here on this bolt, I had a chain that came down to about, I'd say about here. It's hard to say because the frame's not there, but came down about 6 inches, and I had a bolt in the frame, and the chain moved a little bit, and it gave me a little bit too much flex in the chain, and I broke the motor mount for probably the 6th time since I've owned the car. Getting a little tired of it, so we're going to take care of that. So that will be that, and let me get back one more time. The driver's passenger side mount, now I do have one more mighty mount left, and this will be used on the passenger side, brand new. And in the hope that that driver's side mount doesn't move, we're hoping that this passenger side mount will be okay. And you can see I have another one right here. Garbage, guys, just complete garbage. These motors do want to jump out of the car. Yes, I do drive the car a little bit hard. That is part of the reason they break. But I've had this car since I was 20 years old, and I don't plan on changing the way I drive it anytime soon. So, yeah, we're going to continue to drive it hard. So let's talk about the 4X heads. I picked these up, if you watch my other video on the death of the 1974 Trans Am, the gas hog. I picked these up right here, guys, and I'm going to tell you what. 4X heads, I have looked for these heads probably since the early 90s. Could never find a pair of 3H. I don't know if I can show you the designation here, guys. But if you can, it's kind of half stamped in there, but you see a 7H, which does mean these heads are exactly the same as my heads, the 3H, but they came off of an automatic car. So, great score for me when I bought that car. They've been sitting for a few years. Again, we're running the 7J2 heads on the original 72 Pontiac Catalina motor. And as I said, there is no provision right here for that header to bolt in. There's nothing there. It's just a 4-stud manifold. So we'll be, the headers will have 6 bolts on them. And if we have problems with headers down the road, I have a pair of stock manifolds that I could put on here. So, from my predictions and everything I'm looking into, we're probably going to gain about 70 horsepower or so. Should be a nice little upgrade. The biggest things is I have these springs in here from Comp Cams, and they are the matching springs for my 262 cam. And if we look down here, it looks like we got some pretty big, they're decent springs, but they look a little bit thicker. And I've always been taught that you run the matching springs to the cam. So that's what we're going to do. They're looking good. It won't be long now. And, the main reason that we're here is because of the rear main seal, unfortunately. So coming up soon, we'll be flipping the motor upside down, getting the pan off of it. I'll probably be filming a video on that. We're going to use a Butler 2-piece seal, show you what that's all about. Seems to be a big improvement over the rope seal, so that's what we're hoping. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.